Very good evening to all. Day 10 session, cost and management accounting subject. So, warm welcome to today's resource person, Dr. S. Jansirani Madam, Associate Professor of Commerce, Government City College Autonomous, Hyderabad, and all the MCOM aspirants. Once again, warm welcome to this 10th day session. I'm handed over to Jansi Madam. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you.
Okay, I will make a host, Madam. Just a minute.
Okay.
You are the host, Madam.
Yeah, yes, sir. I hope the screen is visible to everyone. Am I right?
No.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So if you look at here, good evening to everyone. As a part of cost accounting, cost and management accounting topic, which will yield you 10 marks, in which 5 may be coming from the costing only. And management you will get 5. So in that, yesterday we have discussed cost sheet and what are the elements of cost we have even discussed, and few topics that are related to the material we have discussed, and also we have practiced the few bits that are related to the introduction part, that was elements of cost to us. Now today we'll try to understand in detail about the labor, overheads, and as per your syllabus they have given some techniques that like VJIT, FSDN, ABC costing. So these are small topics that we will also discuss apart from the already what you know, that material, labor and overheads. If you look at here, this is the cost sheet, this you know very well, and this is what we discussed yesterday as a part of our first day of class, which is related to the costing. Just give me a second, I'll share the screen to you all. Yes, is the screen visible to you all? And am I audible?
Yes, madam. Screen is visible.
Yeah, okay. My voice is, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, fine. So if you look at the syllabus also, they'll ask this one only, that is elements of cost, which involves materials, employees, nothing but the labor, what we talked, and overheads. So today first we'll try to understand, half the time we will give for the concepts, then we move to the bits yesterday, how we practiced yesterday. So if you look at here, material, again we have direct material and indirect material. The material which goes directly into the object or which goes directly into the product to become a finished product, we call it as direct material. And the material which does not visible, but it is a part and parcel of that particular product or object, we call it as indirect material. That's all we have discussed. So now we'll try to understand actually what all will come under the materials, that what you have studied, the methods of issuing the material to the godown, to the production unit from the stores. So here how the material is controlled, we have purchases, stores and issues. Purchase means whenever we purchase the material, that will be written with the help of the receipt, and we store in the godown or storage houses where we store our raw material, and then we issue the material to where we issue the material, we issue the material to the production unit or where the production is taking place. So this all is not required. Just yeah, this we know how we actually we write. I mean, this is total different perspective. How they, if you go for professional thing, they write like this. Whenever the bill of materials, whenever we order or we purchase order is given, purchase requisition. Normally we write a purchase, quantity, rate. Means this is only one part they are showing. Actually, whenever we were doing LIFO and FIFO methods, we used to write purchase and issues all together. This is only purchase order, that is a format given to us. So the other concept is EOQ, that is economic order quantity, and this is economic order quantity means actually this is the size of order for which total cost of material is minimum. Means at this stage, what are the cost we are incurring for ordering that material, or what are the cost we are incurring for that material is minimum. That is the point where we call it as economic order quantity. And economic order quantity includes buying cost or purchasing cost, ordering cost and carrying cost. These three together we call it as total cost. Actually this is the total cost what actually it includes, but when we are calling it as economic order quantity, it includes ordering cost and carrying cost. So to tell it is in a minimum basic word, economic order quantity means the cost where the material cost is minimum. So this is a formula. Actually normally we study, we can keep anything in place of the formulas like this. They kept A, O and C. Somewhere we might have studied 2CO by I, whatever it is. But the abbreviation it would be A means annual consumption. Normally we even call it as C. Means C means it is also called a consumption. So here economic order quantity means you should not get confused. Maybe they may give like this 2AB by C also they may give 2AB by C. A means again annual consumption, means for total year whatever the raw material we require, that we call it as A or annual demand or consumption. Next we have is O, which is yes. What? O is ordering cost per order and C is
Madam,
carrying
sorry for the
cost.
interruption.
Yes, ma'am.
K. Rani and Lokesh, Pranay Kumar, Soumya. Mute all. Pranay Kumar and Lokesh, K. Rani. Mute చేసుకోండి. Okay, madam.
Yeah. So here you should not get confused, because in the exam it is not like whatever you might have studied. You might have studied economic order quantity is equal to under root 2 CO by I. So you could not, you might have studied like this. They may give suddenly 2 AB by C. Should not get confusion. You have to be very clear that it will be nothing but 2 into annual consumption or annual demand into ordering cost per order divided by carrying cost per unit per annum. So if you remember this abbreviation or the formula exactly, then you, whatever the alphabets or whatever they give, it doesn't matter at all. So you should know this. This is very important. This may ask before problem, they may ask for short in the bits wise, or they may ask only what is the formula, they may give twist or give like this. So you should be very clear and understand how actually this formula is written. And this formula is given by Wilson, who has derived this formula for purchasing the, what is the total cost for which is at minimum. So here stock levels, we have different method, that is maximum stock level, minimum stock level, and you have danger stock level, safety stock level. So these are the different stock level we should know. So what actually it is? So maximum level means if whatever the stock, raw material or keeping stocking in your godown should not, or it should not be beyond this level. If it is beyond this level, you are either going to face loss in the long run, or the material may be outdated or obsolete till you reach the market. So this is the maximum level, is the level at which the stock should not be purchased more than this, and more than this it should not be stored in the godown. That is called maximum stock level. So maximum stock level formula would be reorder level plus reorder quantity minus maximum rate of consumption into minimum reorder period. So these are formulas, you need to by heart it or learn it in order to remember, because sometimes they may give you some problem small in the bits also, they may give you problematic wise, they may give you what is reorder level, reorder quantity, minimum rate of consumption and minimum reorder period, and they may ask you to do the problem. So find out the maximum level. So in that case you should know the formula whatever is given over here in order to solve it. So in the similar way we have even minimum level. So in when you are talking about the minimum level, here this is the level of stock, or this is the level of material that should be compulsorily maintained in the stock or godown. So we should not wait until the new order comes. See, it's not like that whatever we purchase nowadays Amazon and we'll get within 10 minutes. No, it's not possible when you are into manufacturing organization. In manufacturing organization, you need to order the material before 15 days or minimum 1 week. So until the material comes to your place, it will take some time. Or if anything suddenly happens in the market, or anything happens in the uh, market, or any trending, or anything may happen because of present situation that are prevailing in the market as well as in the global market also. So in that case, we should not face a problem. So this is a minimum level that we need to maintain all the time. It's a minimum compulsory. This is a they should not stop that. If it are going below this, then again in this case also we are going to face problem. Why? Because suddenly if the material is very less than what actually that goes into the production, so in that case the production stops. There is no ideal time for the labor, but we need to pay them because it's our problem, and there is a time lag between production purpose. So these all situations may happen. There will be delay in the market to release our product. So in that case we need at least minimum level has to be maintained. So this is the level of stock that has to be maintained in our manufacturing in our godown, in order to not to face any difficulties in meeting the customer requirement. So our formula is minimum level is equal to reorder level minus normal rate of consumption into normal reorder period. So here if you look at here in the both the formulas, if you look at maximum level as well in the minimum level, both the cases we are talking at as it is reorder level. But what is reorder level? We should know that. Yes. So when you want to know what is reorder level, first we need to find out the reorder level formula. We have a formula for that actually. If you look at here, both these sets we are calling reorder level, reorder. So what is reorder level? So it is a reordering level that storekeeper has to initiate. Means there is a level where they are ready to order the material, because until they order it, the material will not come to our production storehouse. Then when it comes to our storehouse, then only we can release it to the production place or to the factory. To send material to the factory, we need we need to order. So this is whose responsibility storekeeper has to initiate, whether the reorder way, what is the level we need to order. So reorder level, here formula is minimum level plus normal rate of consumption into normal reorder period. So again we have three different formulas. You need to learn this in order to do the problem. If it comes in the problematic way, you need to know. And if at least they ask the formula, or they may ask minimum level plus consumption during lit term, it's a formula of which one, they'll give maximum level, reordering level. So you should know what which it comes under which formula. Next is danger level. So danger level means it is the level at which issue of raw material are stopped and only emergency issues are only made. So this is the very danger. It should not be go below this, but above the minimum level. So we have a level where either if you go below that, we are going to face the production delayed will be done, and we may not reach the customer requirement. So in that case, we have danger level. Beyond this, we should not go. We always, all the time, we should have the stock in our go down. So normal rate of consumption into maximum reorder period for emergency purchases. So these are the three actually four formulas that you need to that is maximum level, minimum level, reorder level, and danger level. Yes, Jasmine, Raghu, and Ruxana, please mute yourself. You're disturbing us. So that is materials issuing, have actually how stock levels are being maintained in the go down. That is what. It's not issuing, it's stock levels, how we are maintaining it. Next we have is ABC analysis. This is one of the concept that they've been given in your syllabus. So ABC analysis, also known as Pareto analysis. You should remember this. You should know this. And this is the technique used for inventory management to categorize the items based on their significance. Significance means here it is called as, sorry, yes. So ABC analysis is also known as Pareto analysis, and it's technique used in inventory management, how we are managing the inventory, and it is categorized based on their significance. What is their importance in that? To make it means whether does this is having any importance in the production or not. Does it make any changes to that production or not? So that is what the important A, B, C we call it. That we will try to understand how actually it has been done. So this analysis is named after the Pareto principle, and which states that roughly 80% of the effects come from 20% of causes. Means whatever the effect is coming, 80% దాని ప్రభావం ఎలా చూపిస్తుందంటే because of 20% of causes. In the context of inventory management, it means that a small percentage of items often contribute a significant portion of the total value. ఒక్కొక్కసారి చిన్న పర్సెంటేజ్ అయినా it will have a greater impact on the our total inventory whenever we are doing it. And if you look at here, so under the system, the materials stocked may be classified into number of categories according to their importance and their value and frequency of replenishment during that period. How the stock is having its importance, we are going to categorize it. Like first category is known as A items, and second category we call it as B items, and third category as C items. Means only a small percentage of items that are handled but combined, which will have impact on large portion. చిన్నవే కానీ అత్యధికంగా వాటి ఒక ప్రభావం ఉంటుందన్నమాట, వాటిని ఏ ఐటమ్స్ అంటాం. సో అట్లా బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దాట్ we will categorize the different items. So that's the reason we call it as ABC. We are categorizing. దీని ప్రభావం ఎంత ఉంటుంది, తక్కువ వస్తువులు ఉంటాయి కానీ ఇట్స్ వాల్యూ విల్ హ్యావ్ మచ్ ఇంపార్టెన్స్. ఇట్స్ వాల్యూ విల్ హ్యావ్ మచ్ ఇంపార్టెన్స్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఇఫ్ యూ టేక్ ఎ పెన్, nib of that pen is very small, but without that can we write? It's not possible. So it is having maximum impact. So similarly, cap, without cap we can write. We are having many pens without caps, so that is category C. Like that means what is the importance, though it is very small or small percentage of total items, but it will have a larger impact, that is called A. So what ABC analysis tells that, as per this analysis, the items that are been categorized based on their significant on the total portion. If you look at here, there is an example they given to us. Category A, category B and category C, number of items, A is only 75 items and B is 375 items and C is 800 items. If you look at these three number of items, they are looking in a very greater number, and their percentage also very less. If you look at category A, it's only 6% of items, and category B, if you look at here, we have 30% of items, and category C we have 64% of items. But if you look at their value, if you look at here the value, their value is much more high. You can just look at here value. Their value, A value is 70,000. Just look at here, it is 70,000. Whereas B, it is 20,000, and C, and it is 10,000 only. So what is happening if you look at here?
Ma'am, the screen is invisible, ma'am.
Screen is not visible to you all.
Screen is not visible, ma'am.
Oh my god, you should have said no. I'm just go on teaching. I thought it's
Just
visible
now
to you
only.
all. Okay, let me. I'll again share it to you all. Can you see now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if you look at here, though the number of items of category A is very less, but their impact, their value is more. Similarly, if you look at B category, number of items are larger than the A, but their value is less than
Ma'am,
A.
your video is visible, ma'am, not screen.
Video is visible, ma'am, but PP.
Okay, I'll just look at. Now is it visible, ma?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible now.
Okay. So if you look at here, A category items are having, though their number is very less, but their value is having much impact on the total products or total quantity. Whereas B category items, their value, their number is more than A, but their value is less than A. And C category, their number is more than A and B, but their value is very less. So though the quantity is more, but their impact or their value is less, that is categorized as C items. And B items are similarly, they are more in number than the A items, but their value is less than the A. So this is called ABC analysis. So this will help the manufacturing unit very easy, that whether to they invest in A, B or C. So it will help them in economic system of control, how they can control the inventory. Should we produce or should we purchase? So it will. help them in the getting that particular decision. That is called ABC analysis. Next we have is VED analysis. So VED it's a technique that is used in inventory management to categorize the items based on their criticality and importance in the production or operational purpose. If you look at here in the under ABC analysis, it is also used for, it's a technique that is used for inventory management. These all are inventory management techniques. Material management means how they can store, how they have to, do they need to purchase the raw material or they only should manufacture, and they have multiple suppliers to supply the raw material. So here they can decide whether they should purchase which type of material from which person. Depending on this method, that will help them. Similarly, this is the another method which will talk about inventory management, that is VED analysis. VED stands for vital, essential and desirable. You should know this acronym. Vital, essential and desirable, VED. So this technique will help us in organizing, prioritizing their efforts in managing inventory. Is very, very important. Vital we call it as. Essential. Then comes the desirable. So here this helps the organization prioritize their efforts in managing inventory, especially when it comes to spare parts. If you take the two-wheelers, bikes, they under bike, there are n number of spare parts that goes into that particular two-wheeler. So here we need to decide what is the very vital part of two-wheeler without which it cannot run.
Engine, ma'am.
Engine.
Engine, very good. Without engine, that is very, very vital. Now what would be the next important to that two-wheeler?
Wheels.
Oh, is it so? Okay, wheels. Next,
Petrol.
battery is also important, no? Battery, all those things. So what is desirable in that? Nowadays we see, we purchase one vehicle and we add so many accessories to the two-wheeler. We'll make it as a different vehicle. That is desirable. It's up to our wish. So here this VED will help the manufacturing organization to decide whether it is very vital, is it essential or desirable. Based on that, the management or the manufacturer will decide which one has to be given first importance. So that this will help them, especially for spare parts. So if you can look at here, vital, the spares like stock auto, when even for a short time will stop the production. Engine, as you said, one of the boys said, I don't know who is that. Engine. Engine is a very, very vital part. Without engine, there is no vehicle at all. Yes, any vehicle. Without engine, there is no vehicle at all. Essential. And one of the students said, tires. Without fixing the tire, the assembly of car will not be completed. So the spares or material absence of which cannot be tolerated for more than few hours or a day. Again, what happened? The total production stops. That is essential. Next comes desirable. See, for a car, what is the example they given to us? In car, engine is important, wheels are important. And all other desirables are like, we need some sophisticated seats, seat covers, CD player. Nowadays we are getting a very big screen in the cars, like tab or like very, very big screens, all touch screens. So these are desirables. Without that also the cars can be manufactured, and we can wait for some time. It's not a big issue for that. But without engine, the production stops. Production cannot be done. Without tires, only for some hours we can stop. But throughout the day or throughout some days, it cannot be stopped. It delays our production. If you look at in the period around 2022 or 23, during that period, whenever whoever is ordering Kia cars, they need to order 6 months or 1 year before. It was delayed. because it was starting stage and they were not getting, maybe if we take this method, they are getting some lag between getting these parts to assemble the car. So there will be lag. Now it's not happening like that. They are getting very soon rather than when you compare to the earlier years. So vital means very important, without which the production will stop. Production automatically stops. Whereas essential means they may be stopped for some hours, no problem. In the meantime, they will fix engine and all those things, they will do some other work. It's possible. But desirable, without CD player also the part, it will take time for them. So it doesn't matter anything for the CD player. So these are desirable. This is called VED. So here also what we are doing, see in ABC analysis we are categorizing what is the impact, what is its value actually it is becoming. But VED analysis we are checking whether is it essential, important, or it's only desired. That's the difference we are looking at in the VED analysis. And in VED analysis the value may be small but vital for production, requires constant attention. Without engine there is no production of car takes place, and such spare may not be attention, whereas in ABC analysis it is totally different. Next comes FSN analysis. FSN analysis is another technique used to classify items based on their usage patterns, how they are using. So here again you should know the FSN full form, that is fast moving, slow moving and non moving items. What is that? FSN means fast moving, slow moving and non moving items. So this analysis will help organization understand the velocity or movement of items within their inventory. Wa దగ్గర stock go down, whatever the stock is left over, how they are moving, which stock is moving very fast, which stock is moving slow, which is not moving at all. So that will help them in the go down, because they will not have only one stock na. For example, if you are assembling the car, you will have engine store, you will have tire store, you will have CD, all the part storage you will have. So in that storage also, this method, this analysis will help us, which is going very fast. Next, just in time. JIT means just in time. This was originated in Japan. So this will help us to focus whether is it the right material at the right time, at the right place and in the exact amount. So just in time is to produce and deliver goods exactly what is the time they have decided, and it will eliminate the excess inventory. అనవసరంగా ఉన్న స్టాక్ అంతా రిమూవ్ చేస్తుంది. It will minimize the wastage also. So that is the main motive of just in time. Its main thing is to eliminate the excess inventory. అనవసరంగా ఎక్కువ స్టాక్ని మనం స్టోర్ చేసుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం లేకుండా చూసేదే జస్ట్ ఇన్ టైం. అంటే is it material required to us? Okay, required. Does we require now or does require this place, and what is the exact amount it requires? That all will help in the just in time. So by doing like this, it will help us to maintain the exact material whatever we require, not more nor less. That is just in time. Next, inventory turnover ratio. This also signifies the value of materials consumed during a given period. Actually, when you go for the ratio analysis, you will understand what is inventory turnover ratio. But for time being, I just give the formula what actually it is. That is value of material consumed during the period by value of average stock held during the period. So these are different methods that comes under the material. So actually, you know, valuation of material issues already. That is as per accounting cost accounting standard 6 principles of valuation. We will issue the material based on the first in first out. That is what we call it as FIFO. Last in first out is LIFO. And weighted average rate, and even we have simple average, we have even also we have weighted average method. Next, So these are the methods of pricing of material issues: LIFO, FIFO and base stock. Again, maybe you might not have gone all these things, only you might have gone simple average and weighted average methods. This is only there to your syllabus part. LIFO, FIFO, base stock method, simple average and weighted average. And I don't think so you require this much explanation about the LIFO, FIFO, because we need to go for the even labor. Okay, but still LIFO means last in first out, means whatever the stock that comes last to the storage, that will go first to the production. And FIFO means whichever the stock comes first to the go down, that stock goes to the first to the production place. And base stock method, under this method a minimum quantity is kept always as fixed price as a reserve in the stock. So we keep some fixed quantity or a minimum quantity of stock as a reserve all the time to meet emergency. So that is base stock method. Under this we'll keep, for example, if they ask 500 we need to maintain, so that is a base stock. That is stock which will keep always for the emergency requirement. As we have in the life how we have emergency fund, similarly we have a stock called emergency stock, that is called base stock method. And the quantity in excess of the base stock may be valued either on LIFO or FIFO or whichever the method they want to, and it's an independent of LIFO or FIFO. Irrespective of that, the stock can be kept as a base stock reserve. Next, the next method that you have in your syllabus is simple average price method. In the simple average, under this method, materials are issued at the average price, which is calculated by dividing the total unit purchase. So under this we take the prices. So in the LIFO and FIFO, whichever the material is coming last, that will be taken, and whichever is going first, that will be taken. No, here we will take not the quantity, we take the prices, and that we divide it, and based on that rate we will issue the material. Next is weighted average. Here we take the quantity. Here in simple average we take the rate, prices, we will divide it and we find out the average price, and at that price we will issue the material. Under weighted average we take the quantity, what are the quantities given, that quantity will be divided, and with at that rate the quantity material will be issued. So under the weighted average, total cost of materials in stock by total quantity of materials in stock. So based on this the material will be issued. These methods are not this. So scrap, spoilage, defective and wastage, this we discussed yesterday itself. So as we said, economic order quantity, they will ask like this small problems they may ask you in the exam also, how this can be solved and how it can be calculated, like that they will ask you to find out. You can just, if you want to see, you can just look at here and try to understand the concept, EOQ concept, that is consumption of materials per annum, ordering cost per order, cost per kg of raw material, and storage cost is 8% and average inventory. So the formula is 2AO under root 2AO by C, that is annual demands. If you look at here, 10,000 is the annual consumption, if you can just look at here, and ordering cost per order they have given here, that is 50 rupees, and carrying cost per unit is, in this carrying cost per is given and there is a 8% storage cost that is incurring. So here if you look at 2 rupees into 8%, that is 0.6, this is called carrying cost. So here 2 into annual consumption by ordering cost divided by carrying cost. So that is economic order quantity. So how much the quantity where the price will be less is at 2500 units, the cost of that raw material will be less. That is the meaning how we calculate this economic order quantity. And this all you know how to do LIFO, FIFO, but this will not be asked in the exam. They will ask either the methods and how do you calculate it. Next comes the labor, or we call it as employee cost. Here it is called as employee cost. It is nothing but the labor. So under labor, we try to understand what are the payment methods that are available for the labor. We try to understand that. That is what there in your syllabus. So you need to know some point, that is idle time, payroll. This all is not required. Payment methods you need to understand. Yeah. Can just look at here, measurement of labor turnover. Labor turnover means what is the period how the labor is been moving from the organization, that is called labor turnover. How we are using, or is also helpful for us to compare the labor turnover for the previous period. That will help us. So if you look at here, we have different methods. Under this, the main methods is replacement method, flux method, and separation method. So under this method, by taking into consideration the additions as well as separations, I am talking about the flux method. So under this method, the turnover can be computed by taking replacements and separations also. So that is both, it's like dual. So first let us understand the addition and separation method. Instead of taking the number of employees added, what we will do, how many employees have been left our organization. Separation method. Under separation method, what we will do, how many employees or how many labor have been left our organization in the period or during that particular period, that we will take and find out the labor turnover, how they are moving from our organization. Under addition method, we will take only the number of employees added, means during that particular period how many labor are been taken into our organization. With that, we'll take number of additions by average number of workers during the period. And separation, how many have been left our organization, that we will take for the separation method. And when you take the replacement method, here under this, neither the additions or separations are taken into consideration, but the number of employees replaced. In that place, how many were replaced, we will take those and we'll find out the replacement method. Under flux method, we take both additions and separations. Both we take both the methods together into half, so that we'll find out the flux method, how the labor turnover is taking place in our organization. Labor turnover means how the employees or the labor are moving from our organization, how effectively it has been happening in our organization. So this is what you have, that is methods of wage payment, how the labor are being paid the wages. So under methods of remuneration, we have time rate system, piece rate system, bonus, and the other one is incentives, indirect monetary incentives. So under time rate system, how they are being paid, and piece rate system. So under piece rate system, you have differential piece rate system and straight piece rate system, and how the wages are paid based on these methods of remuneration. So they have the formulas that are been given, especially when we talk about the piece rate system. So under differential piece rate system, we have Taylor's, this is what you have, that is Taylor's differential piece rate system, Merrick's piece rate system, and Gantt task bonus plan system. So these three methods are there for the piece rate system, where you need to what is the formula. If they give in the exam, they may ask like this, what are the differential piece rate system that are existing? A differential, Taylor's differential, B Merrick's differential, or C Gantt, or they may ask D all the above. So you should know actually how many you have. Or they may ask like A Taylor's and Merrick, B Merrick and Gantt, C A and B, and D, none of the above or all the above. So you should able to answer like that. So if you look at here, differential piece rate system. So this is be given by F.W. Taylor. This will help the efficient workers should be encouraged. Whoever is working efficiently, they should be encouraged, and they should be made an extra payment for the whatever the extra performance they are giving to the organization. The extra payment has to be given to them. So that is called differential piece rate system under Taylor. So if you just look at one of the problem given to us, standard time is 20 hours per hour, 20 units per hour they have to do, and normal time is rupees 30 per hour. Okay, I'll explain Telugu also, no problem. I'll just go with bilingual, don't worry. So here what is happening, ఇది లేబర్కి శ్రామికులకి చెల్లించవలసిన వేతనాల గురించి మాట్లాడుతాం. వేతనాల పద్ధతి, వివిధ రకాల వేతన పద్ధతులు ఉన్నాయి. దాంట్లో పీస్ రేట్ సిస్టమ్ అనేది ఒక పద్ధతి. దాంట్లో మనకి ముగ్గురు ఇచ్చారు, ఒకటి టైలర్, ఒకటి గాంట్, ఒకటి ఇక్కడ మీకు ఇప్పుడే చూపించాను కదా. యూ హ్యావ్ 3 పీస్ రేట్ సిస్టమ్స్. వేతనాలు చెల్లించే పద్ధతిలో మన ఊరికి ఎలాంటి అలా చెల్లించడానికి లేదు. వీ హ్యావ్ డిఫరెంట్ సిస్టమ్స్. యాజ్ పర్ దట్ వీ నీడ్ టు పే ది వేజెస్ టు ది లేబర్. సో అండర్ దిస్ టైలర్స్ డిఫరెన్షియల్ పే రేట్ సిస్టమ్ ఏం చెప్తుందంటే, ఎవరైతే మంచి పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ ఇస్తారో వాళ్ళకి 120% అదనంగా ఇవ్వాలి, వాళ్ళకి అదన వేతనాలు చెల్లించాలని ఈ పద్ధతి ప్రకారం చెప్తారన్నమాట. If a worker exceeds the standards, he will be regarded as efficient. ప్రామాణికం కంటే అత్యధికంగా శ్రమించి లేబర్ కనుక పనిచేస్తే వాళ్ళకి వేతనాలు అధికంగా చెల్లించాలని ఎఫ్డబ్ల్యూ టైలర్ ఒక పద్ధతి చెప్తుంది మనకి. సో ఇన్ దట్ సినారియో ఓన్లీ వీఆర్ ట్రైయింగ్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ దిస్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. ఒక చిన్న ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చూస్తున్నాం మనం అంతే. ఏంటి, 80% ఆఫ్ పీస్ రేట్ సిస్టమ్ వెన్ బిలో స్టాండర్డ్, 120% ఆఫ్ పీస్ రేట్ సిస్టమ్ ఎట్ ఆర్ అబవ్ స్టాండర్డ్. ఒకవేళ 80% కంటే తక్కువగా చేస్తే కనుక వాళ్ళని బిలో స్టాండర్డ్ అంటాము. 120% కంటే ఎక్కువ పని చేస్తే అబవ్ స్టాండర్డ్ అంటాం. సో ఇప్పుడు ఒక రోజులో 8 గంటల్లో ఎక్స్ ఎన్ని ఉత్పత్తి చేస్తున్నాడు, 140 యూనిట్స్ ఈజ్ ప్రొడ్యూసింగ్, అండ్ వై ఈజ్ ప్రొడ్యూసింగ్ 165 యూనిట్స్. సో జస్ట్ లుక్ ఎట్ హియర్ హౌ వీ విల్ టెల్ ఎవరు మంచిగా పనిచేస్తున్నారు. చూడండి, ప్రామాణిక ఉత్పత్తి పని గంటలు ఎంత, స్టాండర్డ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ అవర్స్ ఈజ్ 8 hours. ప్రామాణిక ఉత్పత్తి గంటలు వచ్చేసి 8 గంటలు. అంటే మరి ఎన్ని రోజులు ఇక్కడ ఇచ్చాడు కదా మనకి 20 అని. 20 యూనిట్స్ పర్ అవర్, ఒక గంటకి 20 యూనిట్స్ అంటే ఎన్ని గంటలు పని చేస్తున్నారు, 8 గంటలు, 8 hours. 20 into 8 hours, it comes to 160 units. ఇద్దరు ప్రామాణిక ఉత్పత్తి ఎంత చేయాలి, 160 యూనిట్స్ ని ఉత్పత్తి చేయాలి. ఎక్స్ అయినా 160 units and y also 160 units. But actual production is how much? If you look at here, X is producing 140 units.
140 units. Y
Yes.
is 160.
And Y is producing 165 units. So here actual production of X is 140 and Y is 165. So X ఎట్లా ఉంది, బిలో 80%, 80% కంటే తక్కువ ఉత్పత్తి చేశారు. సో దీనిని నార్మల్ పీస్ రేట్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ బిలో స్టాండర్డ్, ఎందుకంటే 80% కంటే తక్కువ ఉత్పత్తి చేశాడు. మరి వై ఎంత చేశాడు, 165 యూనిట్స్. 120 అంటే 100% అంటేనే 160, అవునా, దానికంటే ఎక్కువ చేశాడు కాబట్టి ఇది అబౌవ్ స్టాండర్డ్ అంటాం. మరి వీళ్ళకి వేతనాలు ఎలా చెల్లించాలి అంటే, వేతన రేట్ పద్ధతి ఏంటంట, రేట్ పర్ అవర్ బై ప్రొడక్షన్ పర్ అవర్. రేట్ ఈజ్ హౌ మచ్, దే గివెన్ as 30 per hour. They given is 30 per hour. So 30 divided by how many units per hour, 20 units కదా. ఎంత ఉత్పత్తి చేయాలి, గంటకి 20 యూనిట్ అంటే ఎంత చెల్లించాలి, ఒక యూనిట్కి 1 rupee 50 paisa. Now what is happening, how many units X has produced, 140 units. Y has produced and that is rate is 1.50 paisa into 80% because less ఉంది కదా, తక్కువ. So 168 rupees వస్తుంది. Whereas Y worker, if you look at your Y worker, for Y worker it is 165 units into 1.5. ప్రామాణికం కంటే ఎక్కువ ఉత్పత్తి చేశాడు కదా, సో ఆయనకి 120% చెల్లిస్తాం. అంటే ఇప్పుడు వైకి ఎంత చెల్లించాలి, 297 రూపీస్ చెల్లించాలి. అంటే గంటకి ఒక పర్ యూనిట్ ఎంత అవుతుంది లేబర్ కాస్ట్ పర్ యూనిట్? ఎక్స్ ఏమో ₹20 అయితే వై ఏమో ₹80. 1.20 పర్ యూనిట్ అండ్ వై ఈజ్ 1.80 పర్ యూనిట్. అంటే ఎవరైతే అత్యధికంగా పని చేస్తారో, హూ ఎవర్ షోస్ ది మోస్ట్ ఎఫిషియన్సీ, ఫర్ దెమ్ 120% piece rate system will be paid, and who is showing less percentage or below the standard, they will be given 80% of normal piece rate only. This is what Taylor differential piece rate system talks about. Next is Merrick's differential piece rate system. Under this system is a little bit modification of Taylor system only, but comparatively less harsh on workers. ముందుతో పోల్చుకుంటే ఇది కొంచెం, ఎందుకంటే చాలా డిఫరెన్స్ వచ్చేసింది. చూడండి ఒక్కసారి, హియర్ 120 and 180, almost 60 paisa difference is there. It's not that small amount, yes, but Merrick's differential piece rate system says that whoever is up to 83% of production ఉంటే నార్మల్ piece rate system ఇవ్వాలి, 83% to 100% ఉంటే 110% of order piece rate system should be paid, and if it is above 100%, 120. So it is not that much anta harsh ga tellu. When you compare to the earlier one, it is not that much difference. It is only very slight difference. 110 నుంచి 120 అంటే పెద్ద 10%, but whereas earlier one it was very low, there was a very gap between both the methods. Next comes Gantt-Tass bonus plan. So in this method there is a combination of time rate, bonus, piece rate plan, and the remuneration is paid like this. ప్రొడక్షన్ బిలో స్టాండర్డ్ కంటే ఉంటే గ్యారంటీడ్ టైం, అంటే ఇంత కంపల్సరీ అంటాం కదా, అది కంపల్సరీ ఇస్తారు. స్టాండర్డ్ వరకు ఉంటే 20% అదనంగా వి విల్ షెల్, దట్ ఈస్ బోనస్ 20% ఆఫ్ టైమ్ రేట్. ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ అబౌవ్ స్టాండర్డ్, హై పీస్ రేట్ విల్ బి గివెన్ ఫర్ ది ఎంటైర్ అవుట్పుట్. అంటే మీరు బిలో స్టాండర్డ్ ఉంటే ఉన్న ఏదైతే ఇస్తామన్నామో ఇచ్చేస్తాము. ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఇస్ స్టాండర్డ్ అంటే దే విల్ సే టెల్ దట్ our standard is this much. If you are meeting exactly that, you will be paid extra 20%. But if it is above the standard, ఉత్పత్తి చేసిన అంతటి కూడా మీకు ఎక్కువ రేట్ ఇస్తారు. దట్ ఈస్ Gantt-Tass plan. So these are the 3 different plans that comes under differential piece rate systems. Next comes bonus plans. These are called the bonus plans. Under bonus plans you have individual bonus plans. We will not discuss about the group bonus plans. We will discuss only about the individual bonus plans. That is Halsey and Rowan. This is also not there for you. Only you have Halsey and Rowan for you. These are bonus plans. So let us understand how the bonus is paid to the labor and how these are been calculated. Let's try to understand them. So first one is Halsey premium plan. This was introduced by F.A. Halsey, is an American engineer, and in this plan bonus is paid on the basis of the time saved. How much time you are saving for the production purpose. Based on that you will be paid an extra bonus. For example, standard time is fixed for a job, and if the actual time taken is less than the same, మీకు స్టాండర్డ్ ఒక 1 hour ఉంది, మీరు దానికంటే తక్కువ టైంలోనే చేసేసారు, ద వర్కర్ విల్ బి ఎలిజిబుల్ ఫర్ బోనస్. మీకు గంట ఇచ్చారు, గంట కంటే మీరు 40 నిమిషాలను చేసేసారు, యూ విల్ బి పేడ్ ఎ బోనస్. అండ్ బోనస్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు వేజెస్ ఆఫ్ 50% ఆఫ్ టైమ్ సేవ్డ్. మీరు ఏదైతే బోనస్ వస్తుందో మీ వేజెస్లో 50% ఆఫ్ టైమ్ సేవ్ దానికి పే చేస్తారు. అండ్ ఎ వర్కర్ ఈజ్ అష్యూర్డ్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్ వేజెస్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ టేక్స్ లాంగర్ టైమ్ దెన్ ది allowed time. If you are taking more time, then there will be no bonus, so you will be paid whatever you will get it. So here how they calculate it, T into R plus 50/100 into TS into R. ఈ 50% ఇది చెప్పాను మీరు మొత్తం this is bonus is paid equal to wages of 50%. మీకు వచ్చే వేతనంలో 50% ఎక్స్ట్రా పే చేస్తారు, ఉన్నదానికంటే అదనంగా 50%. దట్ ఈస్ Halsey premium plan. Next is Rowan, and if you can look at Halsey where plan is also there, that is 33.1/3% will be paid when there is only one difference when you compare to the Halsey plan and this one, that is instead of 50% of whatever time saved, హాల్సేలోనేమో 50% టైం ఎంతైతే దానిపైన చేస్తారు, ఇక్కడ వచ్చి 33% ఆఫ్ ది టైం సేవ్డ్. అంతే డిఫరెన్స్, ఇంకా పెద్ద గేమ్ లేదు హాల్సేకి హాల్సే వేర్కి. When it comes to row 1, so row 1 plan is given by the James Rowan, and this plan is nothing but a bonus is are calculated as a proportion of the time taken, which the time saved bears to the time allowed, and they are paid at time rate. So here there will be no 50%, there is no 33% or something like that. Whatever the time you have saved divided by actual time taken into time into rate, ante the formula batti they will make the bonus to the labor. And these are not there for you, so I don't discuss. I'll just concentrate only on two things, that is Halsey and Rowan. Just memorize those formulas, and they may ask you even for the problems also to calculate on that. So now we will discuss some bits related to those. Okay, we will do the bits on labor, overheads, VED analysis, ABC analysis, JIT analysis. On this on analysis, we will have some bits, we will discuss it, and then we will wind up the session. Okay, so just give me a second, I will share the bits to you. Is the screen visible to you all? Yes?
Ma'am.
Yeah, please keep mute.
Madam, good evening.
Yes, yes, good evening. Who is this?
I'm Srinivas Gangishetty.
Oh, namaste sir, namaste sir.
నమస్తే మేడం, నమస్తే. నేను ఉన్నాను, మీరు క్లోజ్ చేయకండి ఎప్పుడైనా, నేను ఇక్కడే ఉన్నాను కానీ.
Okay, okay, sure, sure. Okay.
అదే క్లోజ్ చేయకండి చెప్పడానికి చేశాను.
Okay, okay, okay sir.
ఓకే మేడం, కంటిన్యూ. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్.
Yeah, sure. So here now we will discuss the bits that are related to the labor and whatever till now the topics we have discussed. So labor cost, so one by one we'll discuss. If you don't get, I'll just help out you in how to do
Primary
that.
cost.
Yeah, please. Just give me a second. So labor cost is a part of
Prime cost. Factory cost.
Prime cost.
Factory cost.
It's a prime cost. Labor cost means we are talking about direct cost, okay? Direct expenditure. So it's a prime cost. Next, direct labor cost is included in, now tell me.
Prime cost. Prime cost.
Yeah,
Prime cost.
Yes, prime cost. Next. Timekeeping is concerned with what?
Recording attendance time of workers. Inventory.
No. Recording attendance time of workers. Recording attendance time of workers.
Worker.
Time booking is concerned with what?
Recording time.
Attendance of workers.
Is nothing but recording time spent on job. Means how much time the labor is spending on that particular job, that is time booking, or how much time is working. Idle time means what?
Time spent on
Time for which wages are paid but no production occurs.
Yes, very good. The break they take during lunch hour or small breaks, but for that also the payment is done. So it is time for which wages are paid but no production is taking place. Normal idle time means what?
Unavoidable,
Yes,
ma'am.
unavoidable. Abnormal time should be charged to what?
Product production.
Abnormal time. Yes, whoever said I don't know who is that. Exactly right. It's nothing but costing, profit and loss account should be charged. Yes. Next, overtime premium due to general pressure of work is charged to what? Overtime premium due to general pressure. It would be what? No. Just read the question properly. Overtime premium. Overtime is paid to whom? Tell me.
Direct labor.
Labor, madam.
So labor. Where do you write that?
Direct labor.
Direct labor, madam.
No, just read properly. Overtime premium we are calling.
Is it factory?
Yeah, it's factory overhead. It comes under factory overhead. Next, the amount paid in excess of normal wages for extra hours worked is called what?
Bonus. Overtime premium.
Incentive or bonus.
Extra hours.
Overtime.
It's not bonus. Bonus means what? When it will be paid? Just now we
Incentive.
discussed.
Incentive, madam.
When it is
Incentive.
paid,
Give bonus. Incentive.
yeah, bonus is given when within the standard time, if you are taking less time and producing, completing the work, then bonus is paid. Bonus is not paid for extra hours. If you look at the question, we are calling it as extra hours.
Overtime premiums. Option C.
Overtime premium. It is nothing but overtime premium, not the bonus. It is overtime premium. Next. Labor turnover refers to what?
Changes in labor force during a period.
They are moving from our organization. How oftenly they are moving? Yes. Change in labor force during a period. Exactly right. Next, replacement method of labor turnover considers what? Replacement means what? Is it number of workers replaced or separated?
Number of workers replaced only.
Yes, very good. Number of workers replaced.
Replace on.
Yeah. Now, flux method of labor turnover considers what?
Separation
What?
and replacement.
Very good. Very good. Separation and replacement.
Replacement.
Excellent. Right. Halsey plan is what? It is what?
Time based system.
No. Read. Array, we just now we read. What is Halsey
Piece
plan?
based system.
మీరు వినలే సరిగ్గా అయితే ఇవన్నీ ప్లాన్స్ ఏంటివి నో
Incentive wage.
ఇవన్నీ ఎస్ whoever is telling right
Incentive.
ఇన్సెంటివ్ వేజ్ ప్లాన్ కదా బోనస్ లో కదా ఇవన్నీ వస్తాయి బోనస్ ప్లాన్స్ లో రోహన్ దిస్ ఆల్ ఆర్ బోనస్ ప్లాన్స్ ఇన్సెంటివ్ ప్లాన్స్ ఇవన్నీ అదనంగా పనిచేసినందుకు లేదా ఉన్న టైంలోనే ఇచ్చిన టైంలోనే తక్కువ సమయాన్ని ఉపయోగించి ఎక్కువ అవుట్పుట్ని చేసిన వాళ్ళకి మనం ఇస్తాం ఇవన్నీ సో ఇది ఇన్సెంటివ్ అంటాం పీస్ వేజ్ అన్నప్పుడు మళ్ళీ మనకి అవి వస్తాయి డిఫరెన్షియల్ పీస్ వేజ్ సిస్టమ్ మెరిక్స్ టైలర్స్ గాంట్ అవి వస్తాయి ఇవి బోనస్ అనమాట ఉన్న టైంలోనే తక్కువ టైం తీసుకొని ఆ ప్రామాణిక ఉత్పత్తిని వాళ్ళు ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేసేసారు సో వాళ్ళకి ఏం చేస్తున్నాము వాళ్ళకు ఒక ఇన్సెంటివ్ అదనంగా ఇస్తాం దాన్ని బోనస్ అంటాం లేదా ఇన్సెంటివ్ వేజ్ ప్లాన్స్ అంటాం నెక్స్ట్ రోవన్ ప్లాన్ ఈస్ బేస్డ్ ఆన్ వాట్ టెల్ మీ నౌ టైం సేవ్డ్ ఎంత టైం సేవ్ చేస్తుందో దాన్ని బట్టి ఇస్తారు ఇది చెప్పండి డిఫరెన్షియల్ పీస్ రేట్ సిస్టమ్ వాస్ డెవలప్డ్ బై హూమ్ in the question itself it is differential piece rate system. Yes, next. Under state piece rate system, wages depend on what?
Units produced.
Yes, very good. Unit state. అంటే ఇంకా మనం ఇంకేవి అవి ఇవేం చూడం ఓన్లీ ఎన్ని వస్తువులు ఉత్పత్తి చేశారు based on the units produced. Next, the objective of incentive schemes is
Increase efficiency.
Increasing efficiency.
Very good. Increase efficiency. Casual workers are generally what? They are permanent or temporary supervisor managers.
Temporary workers.
Temporary workers.
ఫ్రింజ్ బెనిఫిట్స్ ఇంక్లూడ్ వాట్? ఫ్రింజ్ బెనిఫిట్స్ అంటే ఏముంటాయి అసలు వాళ్ళకి, లేబర్కి ఆలోచించండి.
Medical
Benefits అంటే
facilities.
very good.
Yes.
It's medical facilities. Next, labor cost card contains what?
Labor earnings and deductions.
And deductions.
Yes, labor earnings and deductions. So I have given some problems over here. You can calculate later if you want. I will share the answers also to calculate how it actually happens. If you are with your pen and paper, you can calculate and tell. We can do this. If you know this, then only, not a big issue. A worker is paid 50 per hour and works 48 hours. Calculate gross wage. So like this, we have some 20 problems. I'll share this to you. Even I'll share the answers also to you. You just first calculate. Be ready with your answers. Then you can check the cross verify the answers whether, because you should know, see, just now I said standard time is 10 hours, actual time is 8 hours, time rate is 100 per hour. Under Halsey plan 50% bonus formula. So how do you do this? So you should know that formula. Time into hour plus 50 by 100 into time into hour. Yes, if you know that formula, then only you can do this. So like this again, under Halsey plan 50%, same question ki malli adigaru, idi 50 per malli. So how do you do? Row 1 plan, how you will do? Next, total earnings under row 1 plan, same 24 question. So like this, you have some problems. Apart from this, we have some more bits, we will discuss that. Can you see this?
Ma'am.
Yes, is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So here, just look at the questions. Labor cost is classified as what?
Direct and indirect.
Direct and indirect.
Direct and
Indirect.
indirect. Now next, direct labor cost is charged to what?
Profit and loss.
Profit and loss account.
Profit and loss.
Are you sure?
Balance still. No, madam.
Ma'am, cost unit may be.
Cost unit.
Direct labor cost is charged to what? Cost unit.
Capital account.
No, cost unit. No capital account ma. It's cost
Yes,
unit.
ma'am. Option B is.
మన కాస్ట్ షీట్ చేస్తాం కదమ్మా. When you do the cost sheet, there only will find na per unit, cost per unit. Yes. Wages paid to factory workers directly engaged in production.
Direct labor.
Direct labor.
Direct labor. Idle time means what?
Time for which wages are paid but no production
Time for which wages are paid but no production takes place. Normal idle time is treated as what?
Abnormal loss.
No, you don't know the cost sheet then. Normal idle time. We are not talking about the
Factory
loss.
overhead. Factory overhead.
Good. Factory overhead. It is not abnormal. It's factory overhead. Overtime premium generally forms part of what?
Labor cost.
Labor cost.
Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Direct
material cost.
Time rate system remunerates workers
Ma'am,
according to which method?
what's the answer?
It's administrative cost.
Okay, ma'am.
Time rate system remunerates workers according to what?
Time spent.
Time spent.
Piece rate system remunerates workers according to
Units produced.
produced. Halsey plan is a type of what? Now tell me.
Incentive
Again.
based
Incentive
plan.
based plan.
Incentive based plan.
Incentive wage plan.
based
Yeah. Yeah. Rowan plan is based on what?
Time saved.
Overheads. Overheads are what?
Indirect cost.
Indirect cost.
Indirect cost.
Indirect cost.
Factory rent is classified as
Factory
Factory
overhead.
overhead.
Factory overheads.
office salaries are
Administrative overheads.
Administrative overhead.
yes. Advertisement expenses are
Selling
Selling
overhead.
overhead.
Selling overhead.
yes. Selling overhead.
చెప్పాలా
Overhead absorption means what?
Allocation of overhead.
Charging overheads to cost units. It's not allocation of overheads. Absorption means how much charging we are charging the cost to that particular overhead, or how much overheads it is absorbing. Yes, that's overhead absorption. Measure our rate method is suitable where? Under where?
Machine dominate
Machine
production.
dominates
Yes, it's very
production.
clear. Direct labor hour rate is calculated by dividing what? Dividing overheads by how?
Labor.
Labor hours.
Labor
Unit
hours.
produce.
No, labor hours. How you
Labor
use
hours
Labor
only.
hours.
labor
Divided
hours.
by labor hours.
Under absorption of overhead occurs when? Under absorption of overhead occurs when?
ఏ మేడం
Under
ఏ
absorption.
డివి
Option A, ma'am.
A.
Absorption.
No. Listen. It's B. Actual overhead exceeds the
Absorption.
absorbed overhead.
బి
It's
Under
B.
absorption.
It's B. Actual overhead exceeds the absorbed overhead. That is under absorption occurs.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Cost allocation means what?
Apportioning cost among
Charging whole cost
Apportioning
to a
cost among
center.
charging whole cost to a cost center. That is called cost allocation.
Okay,
Not
ma'am.
apportion.
Okay,
Cost
ma'am.
apportion. Now you tell me now this cost apportionment means what?
డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్
There's a
ఆఫ్
difference.
కామన్
This is
డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ ఆఫ్
19th
కామన్ కాస్ట్
19th one is cost allocation. 20 is cost apportionment. Allocation means what we are doing, charging whole cost to a cost center. Whereas charge apportionment means what?
డిస్ట్రిబ్యూటింగ్ అమంగ్ వేరియస్ కామన్ కాస్ట్
Very good. Distribution of common cost.
కామన్ కాస్ట్
Now we'll talk about inventory. Inventory includes what?
All of this.
All of this, ma'am. All of this.
Inventory control aims at what?
ఆప్టిమమ్
Optimum.
స్టాక్ లెవెల్
Yes, optimum stock level. What is the main objective of inventory control?
Ensure
uninterrupted
uninterrupted production.
Yes. Inventory turnover ratio means what?
Stock
Stock
movement
movement
speed.
speed.
Stock movement speed. Stock movement speed. Perpetual this they may not ask, but still we'll try to understand how what's the knowledge you have in this. Perpetual inventory system means what?
Physical verification once a year.
వన్స్ ఏ ఇయర్
No. It's not verification. It's continuous stock records.
Okay, ma'am. Continuous stock.
Inventory system means continuous stock records. Bin cards means what?
బిన్ కోడ్
What is bin
It
card?
records quantity and
You know, we should know this when we issue
quantity and
quantity,
value.
quantity only. This is the quantity we are issuing, only quantity. Stores ledger records what? Now you tell
Quantity
me
and
what
value.
Yes,
Quantity and value.
Quantity and
Here
value.
comes- yes. Here comes quantity and value. Maximum
ఎవరో
stock level.
అడగండి
Yes.
Overstock.
Maximum stock level prevents what?
Overstocking.
Overstocking. Maximum ante ఎక్కువ కదా overstocking.
Overstock.
Minimum stock level prevents what?
Stock out.
స్టాక్ లేకుండా ఉండడానికి మినిమం స్టాక్ లెవెల్, స్టాక్ అవుట్ సిచ్యువేషన్. రీఆర్డర్ లెవెల్ ఇండికేట్స్ వాట్?
When to place a new order.
Place
new order.
Yes. Reorder level, tell me now formula.
minimum consumption into maximum reorder period.
Maximum consumption into, yeah,
Maximum reorder period.
Consumption
maximum
minimum.
consumption into maximum reorder period. It's B.
Only maximum.
Yeah. Minimum stock level formula, tell me.
Reorder level minus normal consumption to normal reorder period.
Yeah, let me tell you, maybe it is looking very simple here because I gave only directly, so you know these three differs differently, but in exam they won't give you. They will give like this method only formula 4 times in different ways. So you should know the exact formula what will come for the stock level, then only you will be able to do this. Is it clear? Maybe here it's very pretty clear, only one formula, so you should you're able to tell, but in the exam it won't be like that. So maximum stock level formula, here also you can tell pretty well because the option is only one, that is A. Yes. Danger level indicates what? Tell me now.
Very low stock.
Very low stock requiring emergency purchase.
Average stock level, tell me.
Minimum
Minimum
stock
stock
half
plus
reorder
1 by
quantity.
2 reorder quantity.
Yes, option A. Next, EOQ stands for what?
Economic order.
Order quantity.
EOQ minimizes what? Tell me.
Ordering and carrying cost.
Ordering and carrying cost.
Very good, very good. So tell me the formula now.
A.
A, ma'am.
Yes, under root 2AB by C.
C.
Yeah, ordering cost means what? Tell me.
Cost of placing.
Costing placing order.
No. Yes, tell me who is that? Tell me, ma.
మేడం ఈవోక్యూ ఫార్ములా ఇప్పుడు స్టాండర్డ్ ఫార్ములా ఏది మేడం?
చూడు నాన్న, యాక్చువల్లీ మన ఫార్ములా అని నేను చెప్పను. 2CO/I అని మనం కొన్ని టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ లో చదువుతాం, అవునా? సి అంటే ఏం చెప్పు?
క్యారింగ్ కాస్ట్ మేడం.
No, 2CO/I consumption. మనం ఎంత వినియోగిస్తున్నాము?
Annual consumption.
Yeah, annual consumption it is. అవునా? ఇంటూ O అంటే ఏంటి?
ఆర్డరింగ్
I అంటే ఏంది కింద? ఇన్వెంటరీ కాస్ట్, అవునా? సో అంతే, నీకు ఆ ఫార్ములా గుర్తుంచుకో. పైన AB అని ఇవ్వచ్చు, 2CO ఎట్లని ఇవ్వచ్చు. ఇక్కడ ఇలా ఇచ్చారు కానీ నార్మల్లీ ది విల్ గివ్ ఫార్ములా ఆల్సో. ఈ A ప్లస్ B ప్లస్ C అయితే ఇక్కడ ఇచ్చిన ఆప్షన్స్ లో చూసుకుంటే A ప్లస్ B ప్లస్ C అయితే కాదు మనది, AB/C కాదు, A మైనస్ B/C కాదు. సో ఇక్కడ వాడు AB అయినా పెట్టుకోవచ్చు, 2CO అయినా పెట్టుకోవచ్చు. ఇట్స్ దేర్ అజంప్షన్, బట్ యూ షుడ్ నో ద ఫార్ములా యాక్చువల్లీ ఇన్ ద ఫుల్ ఫార్మ్ ఆల్సో. ఇక్కడ AC/I అని కూడా ఇవ్వచ్చు, EC/I అని కూడా ఇవ్వచ్చు. ఇట్ మే బి ఎనీథింగ్, ఇట్స్ దేర్ ఓన్ అజంప్షన్. కానీ మనకు దాని ఫుల్ ఫామ్ తెలిసి ఉంటే చాలు. ఆల్ఫాబెట్స్ ఏమైనా పెట్టుకోవచ్చు, నువ్వు కావాలంటే 2XY/Z అని రాసుకో, ఎవరు వద్దన్నారు. బట్ ఇట్ షుడ్ బి రిలేటెడ్ టు వాట్ యాక్చువల్లీ ఇట్ ఈస్. ఏ అని ఎందుకు ఇచ్చారంటే యాన్యువల్ కన్సంప్షన్ అని. ఓ అంటే ఆర్డరింగ్ కదా, ఆర్డరింగ్ అంటే పర్చేసింగ్ కదా, బయ్యింగ్ అని అర్థం అక్కడ, అందుకే B అని ఇచ్చాడు. సి అంటే ఇన్వెంటరీ కాస్ట్, క్యారింగ్ కాస్ట్ అంటాం కదా, సో అట్లా C అని ఇచ్చాడు. సో ఇట్ డిఫర్స్ లైక్ దాట్. దర్ ఇస్ నో హార్డ్ అండ్ స్ట్రిక్ట్ ఓన్లీ ఇదే యూజ్ చేయాలని ఎక్కడ లేదు. యూ కెన్ ఓన్లీ ద ఫుల్ ఫామ్ యూ షుడ్ నో, దెన్ యూ కెన్ రైట్ ఇట్. నెక్స్ట్,
ఓకే మేడం, థాంక్యూ మేడం.
యా, ఓకే. Ordering cost refers to
Cost of placing orders.
Yes. Carrying cost refers to
Cost of holding.
Cost of holding inventory.
Option B, ma'am.
yes, very good. EOQ assumes what?
Uncertain demand.
Variable demands, ma'am.
అవునా?
Variable demand.
అసలు
Variable
EOQ అంటే ఏం చెప్పండి ఫస్ట్.
economic
order.
Economic order.
ఫామ్ అడగట్లే మీకు, దాని మీనింగ్ అడుగుతా. ఐఎమ్ ఆస్కింగ్ ద మీనింగ్, వాట్ యాక్చువల్లీ ఇట్ ఈస్.
Maximum purchase.
It's nothing but constant demand.
How much we can order.
Constant demand.
Constant.
It's a constant demand. Economic order quantity, this is the quantity
Constant demand.
where you will not have, you should not depend. It will give you the maximum benefit for that. It's constant demand. Next, increase in ordering cost will lead what? Ordering cost పెరిగితే ఏమవుతుంది? EOQ కి
Increase EOQ.
yes, EOQ also increases. Increase in carrying cost will make what?
Decrease EOQ.
Yes, very good. Decrease EOQ. ఎందుకంటే మనం కొనుగోలు చేసే కాస్ట్ తగ్గిపోతే పెరిగితే ఏమైతే మనం తగ్గించుకుంటాం కదా వస్తువులు. సిమిలర్లీ ఆల్సో EOQ seeks balance between what and what? Tell me.
Ordering and carrying cost.
Who has developed EOQ model?
Ford has
Correct.
Option
Whoever
B.
guessed, no,
Ford.
whoever guessed, it's right. Ford Harris. It's
Ford
not
Harris.
Taylor. ఇవి మూడు డిలీట్ అవుతాయి కదమ్మా. Taylor will come under wages payment system. This is
వేజ్
bonus.
పేమెంట్ మేడం ఆ ముగ్గురు.
అదే అంటున్నా, ఇవన్నీ ఇవి వేజ్ పేమెంట్ సిస్టమ్ లోకి వెళ్ళిపోతాయి ఇవి.
ఎస్
Only the
మ్యామ్.
person left is Ford Harris. It's very simple.
Ford Harris.
Ford Harris. Next. Now we'll talk about AB. Like this, we have 100 bits. We'll discuss till 50 and remaining I will share it to you. Next, ABC analysis is based on what?
Annual consumption value.
Consumption value.
Annual
One.
right only. Annual consumption value only. Category A items represents what?
high value item.
Value items.
High
Yes, very good. High value items.
Items.
Category C represents
Low value
Low
item.
value.
value
Item.
Next, ABC analysis follows which principle?
Pareto.
Principle.
Pareto
Pareto.
principle. Yes, Pareto principle.
It is also called as Pareto analysis.
Yes, very good, very good. A items requires what?
Moderate control. Option A.
Control. Yes, very good. ఎందుకంటే వాటి ప్రభావం చాలా ఉంటుంది మన it will have a high significant in our manufacturing and the production cost also.
Yes.
It has to be very strict control. B item requires what?
Moderate control.
Very good, moderate. And C items?
Minimum attention.
Minimum attention. Maximum అవసరం లేదు ఎందుకంటే చాలా
Minimum
it will have very less
attention.
impact and very less significant, so it will only we need is very less significant. Yeah, who is that?
So, ma'am, it is minimum attention.
Yeah, it's minimum attention. Yes, next, ABC analysis also called as what?
Always better control.
Always better control.
Yes, better
Control.
Next, ABC classification helps in prioritizing
Prioritizing control efforts.
prioritizing
Control
Control
effort.
efforts.
Control efforts.
efforts.
Category
Next,
is
category A generally accounts for what?
Large
small
number of
items. Small number of items,
but
but
large
large
value.
Option A.
Items but large value.
Large
Large value.
value.
Yes.
Option B, ma'am.
Yes. Option
Just
B.
in time.
Yes.
B.
No.
Next
Option
one,
A.
ma'am.
A ma. Small
Yeah,
number of
ma'am.
items but large value.
Option A.
Option A. Next, JIT stands for what?
Just in time.
Just in time.
Yes.
Just in time.
Yes. JIT aims at what?
Maximum
Maximum inventory.
Maximum.
Invented.
Did so? What is that?
What, ma'am?
What is the purpose of JIT? Tell me.
మ్యామ్ అనవసరంగా ఓవర్ స్టాకింగ్ ఉండే బదులు మనకు కావాల్సినప్పుడు
So now you tell me,
Overstocking ని reduce
it's
చేస్తుంది.
not overstocking actually.
ఇట్ రెడ్యూసెస్ అంటే ఓవర్ స్టాకింగ్ లేకుండా మనం కావాల్సినప్పుడు
Inventory concept. Wastage అవ్వకుండా ఉండడానికి
ఎస్ మ్యామ్ వేస్టేజ్ అవ్వకుండా మనకి కావాల్సిన టైంలో దాన్ని ఆర్డర్ తీసుకుంటాం.
zero inventory concept.
So, ma'am, which one option?
Zero inventory concept is option B. Next, JIT is originated in which country first?
Japan.
Japan.
Yes. JIT reduces what?
Inventory holding cost.
Inventory holding cost.
Yes, correct. Inventory holding cost only. JIT requires what?
Reliable supply.
Reliable suppliers.
Okay, ma'am. So,
ఎందుకంటే మనకి సప్లయర్స్ రెడీగా ఉన్నారు, నమ్మదగిన వాళ్ళు ఉంటేనే మనము ఎక్కువ స్టోరేజ్ పెట్టుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు స్టాక్ ని. ఎప్పుడు కావాలంటే అప్పుడు మనకు రెడీగా ఇచ్చే వాళ్ళు ఉంటారు. సో రిలయబుల్ సప్లయర్స్. నెక్స్ట్, JIT focuses on what? Now you can tell, someone said the answer here.
Waste
Waste elimination.
Yes. JIT improves what?
Inventory turnover.
Under JIT, materials arrive when?
at the time needed.
Very good. Time needed. JIT helps reduce what?
Storage space, ma'am.
Storage.
Yes. Main object of JIT is what?
Inventory
Inventory minimization.
Minimization. Yes. Now VD is full. What is the full form of VD?
Vital, essential, desirable.
essential desirable.
Very good. Vital, essential, and desirable. VD analysis is mainly used for what purpose? Which type? Where we use it? This
Hospital
Inventories.
hospital inventories. Hospital inventories. Very good. Vital items are what?
critical items.
Critical items. Yes. Essential items are
Important but not critical.
Non-important.
Yes. Important, but no, it's not non-important.
Important but
Important, but not critical.
Critical.
Desirable items are
Least critical items.
least critical items. FSN full form.
Fast, slow, non-moving.
Fast, slow, non-moving.
non-moving. And this analysis is based on what?
Consumption rate.
Fast moving items have what?
Usage rate.
High usage rate.
Yes.
High usage rate.
Yes, high usage rate. Slow moving items have
Moderate usage.
non-moving.
No movement for a long period.
No movement for a long period.
No movement for a
Long period.
So this is how I have some more. I'll share this to you, to the sir. And I think sir, are you there?
Madam.
Sir, unnara sir.
Hello.
So
Madam.
yes, sir. Sir, I'll share some more bits to you, sir. You can share.
Okay, I will share in the student WhatsApp group.
Yeah, I have some more bits where the problems they can solve it. They can practice it, that problems, and it will be much more enough for them, sir. So
Okay, madam.
Thank you all the best.
Now I request Ganesh.
Thank you, madam.
Please propose your time.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, who is that?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, please go ahead.
No one student is permitted to leave from the platform. We have our responsibility to show our gratitude towards madam. Madam has accepted our proposal when we approached her. She has very empathetic towards student community. She came from English medium. Just now I heard it. Even from English medium, madam, you delivered talk by usage of Telugu when and where required.
They were demanding, so they were asking in Telugu. So I was just trying to.
One of the student messaged me.
Yes.
At that time, I messaged to Naresh sir without interrupting your platform. He told me, madam from English medium. That's why, dear students, you enjoyed well. Madam covered a lot of syllabus, and in addition to that, n number of multiple choice questions which you may not come across till your preparation. Thank you, madam, on behalf of students, on behalf of the organizers, on behalf of commerce fraternity from all the colleges, because of all the different college students are participating in this platform. I have been learning English a little bit by come acrossing like you people. You are the inspiration for the teachers who are ready to learn English. My dear students, please put on your videos. Just clap madam virtually. Please on your videos. All the students. You are 69 students on platform. I'm waiting for your videos. Dear students, I am also ready to leave from the platform. I am also very hungry. I too want to take my dinner. We are all very hungry, but our responsibility to show our gratitude by making claps. Clap once.
They
At your
are
own
even
clap.
angry and hungry both, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for
Thank
your kind concern and delivery talk. Thank you from Naresh sir, myself, and Arjun sir, and all the students. Thank you, madam. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. All the
Thank
best,
you,
dear
ma'am.
students.
Thank you,
you.
madam.
ma'am.
Yes, ma.
Excuse
Thank
me,
you,
ma'am.
madam.
Yeah, tell me, what is your query?
Yes,
Tell
ma'am.
me.
I have one doubt that the paper will contain of how many marks and what will be the means how many questions and how many marks we have to gain minimum to qualify this exam.
Naresh, sir? Sir, are you there?
These issues are already discussed in our inaugural
Yeah, this
session.
was in first
So
inaugural only it might have done, ma.
yes, I will once again share that video, YouTube video.
Please go
Uh,
through that.
I will after completion of this class, I will share in our students WhatsApp group. You can listen. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
If
sir.
you have any doubt, you can raise the question. I will send in the WhatsApp. Okay. Don't worry.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Send on the
Naresh, sir,
WhatsApp.
thank you, sir.
Madam only uh, close the meeting. No one student is accepted to leave. Only you are only the host, madam, now.
Yeah, I think so. Sir, shall I end the meeting? Okay, sir.
Just you leave from the
Thank you.
meeting. Then,
Okay, I will
meeting
leave.
will be ended. Yeah,
Okay.
like yesterday, madam. Like yesterday.
I'll end then. I'll end. Is it okay?
You will end, madam.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you,
Only
sir.
end.
Good night,
Thank
sir.
you, ma'am. Thank you.